and welcome to the Big Bang. In today's...
Go on, say it, say it.
In today's watery programme...
We'll be making paper, we'll be finding out about the strange but true story of the toilet.
And we'll be lifting the Big Bang mobile with 8 hot water bottles, several metres of tubing, and many litres of fresh, clean, pure... Wait for it, Kate. Water. But first, a trick. Kate, I want you to fill this glass with blackcurrant juice. But the glass is upside down.
But that's impossible.
It ain't impossible, but we can't do it here. We'll need to do it over there.
To the kitchen. Gareth, what's all this?
Well, welcome to my pouring a glass of blackcurrant juice upside down trick.
Catchy title.
Now, I'm going to need your assistance for this. Can you put that glass in there and fill it with water? Watch this. Here's a bottle of blackcurrant juice. With any luck, I should be able to pour this upside down as advertised. Come on.
Oh,
Come on. Can you see it pouring?
Yes.
It's actually, look at that, it is actually pouring upside down, and with a bit of time, it will fill that glass. Can you just track that at the bottom of the tank, please?
Oh, what?
That way. That's it, that's it.
Now, how do you do that?
Well, it's all got to do with water temperature. You see, the blackcurrant juice is made with hot water. As the tank, put your hand in, as you know, is full of cold water.
So?
Well, hot water is lighter than cold water.
Hot water's lighter than cold water.
Yeah, let me explain. See this glass of water here? It's cold. If I were to heat it up, the water inside would expand and it would actually overflow. And the glass would then weigh less. I'd still have a full glass, but it would be lighter because some of the water had spilled out over the sides.
So, a glass of hot water weighs less than a glass of cold water?
Absolutely, and the lighter hot water will rise up through the cold water, allow me to fill that glass upside down.
Well, that is great, but what happens if you're thirsty?
Easy, I thought of everything. Could you raise the glass? It's my inverted drinking device. Here we go. Want some?
No blackcurrant for me, thanks, but could you pour me a glass of light?
Pour you a glass of light? What, as in, I've seen the light? That kind of light.
As in... And I'll show you how it's done at the end of the programme. To know is, how did you get the pump to work?
Oh, there is no pump. That's the secret. It's all done with air pressure. Look, this model will explain. In fact, you can make one of these yourself at home. They're not difficult to make at all. Right, I want you to hold that, Kate, as high as you possibly can.
Gareth, this had better be a dry demonstration.
Kate, trust me. Right then, all I have to do is pour this coloured water into this funnel here to get the whole system going.
Woo!
Oh, there it goes.
But that's really odd. How do you get water to go up?
Easy. What happens is, as the water pours into my bottle, it displaces any air in the bottle. It forces the air out. The air's only got one way to go, down that tube and into your bottle. So as this bottle fills with air, it forces the water in your bottle out and it goes up that tube and back into my bottle, and this system will just keep going until your bottle's empty and my bottle's full. Any questions?
Yeah, can I put this bottle down now?
No, Kate, not until the system's finished, and that could be at least an hour or two.
Look at this collage picture I've made. It's just bits of paper torn up and stuck down. But I really like the unusual texture and shape of the paper. And you see how grainy it is? That's because the paper's all homemade. It's easy enough to do. You need a mash of old paper. It's called a pulp. And you need a frame like this to form the new sheets of paper. Take an ice cream carton, get the bottom cut off. Keep the top bit, stretch some tights over that and fasten them down with an elastic band. Now, it's the tights that act as the screen to sieve the pulp. And the pulp itself, well, that comes from any old paper, newspapers, letters, anything you can mash up.
Cut the paper up into about the size of a postage stamp and then pop it into a blender, but not before you've got permission from the person who owns the blender. Then add some water, actually about twice as much water as you've used paper, and then blend. It doesn't take that long. You okay?
Right, then you take that and pour it into a washing up bowl. Choose a washing up bowl that your frame can fit inside.
Now, to add strength and fibre to your paper, you'll need to add some plant material. We've chosen some leaves and grass from the garden, which we've also blended.
Mix that in. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And you're ready to make a sheet of paper. Dip your frame into the pulp. It takes a bit of practice to get this the right thickness. Then just leave it to drain for a while.
You'll need somewhere for your damp pulp to dry, and we recommend several sheets of newspaper. But you should cover the newspaper with one of these types of kitchen cloth. Otherwise, the newspaper will stick to your homemade paper, and when it dries, you'll never be able to separate the two.
Now, you flip your frame over. Now, the pulp tends to stick to the frame. Let's see if it's going to come off now. Ooh, come on, off you come. There it is. And you can build up layers of cloths and pulp to get a whole stack of sheets of paper. And when it's dry, you peel it off the cloth and you've got your homemade paper.
To get different colour, you should start with different coloured papers in the first place. Or you could add different colour flowers. These gorgeous petals are wonderful. And actually, the oranges and the browns that you get from autumn colours, we find a particularly attractive shade.
Gareth, do you like my picture?
I think it's a particularly attractive shade. Actually, excuse me, I've got to go to the water closet.
Oh, I need to go too, Gareth.
Today's strange but true story is about an invention which has been given many names over the years. It's something we have in every home and we all take for granted. This is the strange but true story of the toilet.
It was the Greeks and the Romans who first used running water to flush their loos, and toilets in medieval monasteries were built over streams to take the waste away. They called the loo the necessarium because it was necessary to get in there. Gareth!
Sir John Harrington invented the first true water closet about 400 years ago. It was a bucket with a hole in it and a pipe attached and a plug to seal up the hole and a supply of water to flush it. This being well done and orderly kept, then your worst privy can smell as sweet as your best chamber.
The next big thing in loos came from a watchmaker called Alexander Cumming. It was this, the S-bend, and it kept water in your water closet, and it also kept out the smell of the drains at the other end of the pipe, and we still use S-bends today. Oh, come on!
And finally, about 100 years ago, the suitably named Thomas Crapper, plumber to Queen Victoria, increased the royal flush by placing the water supply above the toilet, providing more water pressure. And he also invented this. It's the siphon, and it clears the loo with an impressive squirt. And now, no modern home is complete without the WC.
Gareth, will you hurry up?
And now, some Big Bang big stuff.
Gareth, come on. Gareth.
Gareth, wherefore art thou, Gareth?
Yes, well, meet the Big Bang Mobile. It's a heavy machine. It weighs about 2,000 kilograms. And today, we're going to lift it up, clean off the ground, using hot water bottles, plastic piping, and water. I said water!
Sorry.
There are a pair of hot water bottles underneath each wheel of the Big Bang Mobile. And those hot water bottles are connected via plastic tubing and a couple of joints to this long piece of tube which goes up to the 3rd floor of this tower.
And at the top of the tube, we've got a funnel and some buckets of coloured water.
As I pour in the water, the level in the tube goes up.
No surprises there. It can't get out of the tube at the bottom because there's 2,000 kilograms of Big Bang Mobile sitting on top of the hot water bottles.
So if I keep pouring, the level of the water in the tube will just get higher and higher. Or will it?
As the water piles up in the tube, the weight of the water column increases, and that gives us some push at the bottom of the tube.
Now Kate is still pouring water in and that level isn't rising. Funny that.
Well, the water must be going somewhere. Maybe our Big Bang Mobile is on the move.
This is where it's going, into these hot water bottles. Now, before, the water wouldn't go into the hot water bottles because of the weight of the Big Bang Mobile. But now, the water has enough push to push its way in. OK, Kate, keep it coming. Look, you can see the water going in, slowly filling the hot water bottles. And the hot water bottles will continue getting larger and larger and larger until they explode. Let's go and see how we're doing on the other side. And it's lifted the ply, look at that, it's lifted about 50 millimetres. Now then, let's see if this whole board is off the ground. Yeah, look, this clear all the way along there, back round to this side. Oh yeah, now these are way off the ground. We have completed our task. We have raised the Big Bang Mobile off the ground. Kate, I think you better stop pouring now. Otherwise these things will explode. We don't want a big bang, do we?
Yes, what an excellent bit of Big Bang big stuff.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. Can I give you a lift home then? Get it? Lift?
Oh, Gareth, what are you like?
Gareth, are you getting me that glass of light?
Glass of light? Go on then, Kate, I give up. How do you pour a glass of light?
Let me show you. All you need is a jam jar full of water with 3 holes in the top, and I've put silver foil round it to reflect the light. I'm going to shine in through the bottom with a torch. I've also got a cardboard tube to make sure that no light escapes. Now, just close the blinds, will you?
OK.
Here we are, pouring light.
Oh, wow, very good.
The light's trapped inside the water jets. The rays just reflect off the inside surface of the water. Now, if you put your hand in there, the light shines on your fingers.
Fantastic. Very, 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 very good. That's all the trickery for today. When the Big Bang returns, we shall be investigating some strange and useless materials.